Hello, my friend. George was 81 years old, a retired teacher, and someone who had always prided himself on living a decent, healthy life. But in the quiet hours of the night, he began waking up 4, sometimes 5 times just to go to the bathroom. His energy dipped, his mood darkened, and a sense of frustration settled into his days. At first, he blamed aging. "It's just what happens," he told himself. But after a candid conversation with his doctor, something unexpected came up. His doctor asked him gently, "Are you still sexually active? Even alone?" George blinked in surprise. "At my age?" he asked. That question became a turning point. His doctor explained that maintaining intimacy with oneself wasn't just about pleasure, it was about health. Real, measurable health benefits that could impact everything from sleep to circulation to emotional well-being. So, George gave it a try. A simple, private habit, done regularly. Weeks later, he noticed something strange: fewer bathroom trips, deeper sleep, a bit more energy in the mornings. His mood lifted, and his sense of control returned. What seemed like an awkward topic became a powerful tool for healing. Now, let me ask you, how many of us were taught that sex, intimacy, or even self-pleasure had an expiration date? That past a certain age, it's something to forget, to bury, or to be ashamed of? Today, we're going to challenge that idea. In fact, we're going to turn it on its head. Because the truth is, masturbation after 60 is not only normal, it can protect your heart, your prostate, your mind, and your sleep. Stay with me. This may be one of the most important health discussions you hear all year. And it just might shift the way you see your body, and your vitality, for good. Let's start by saying this clearly: your body, even after 60, is still beautifully complex and capable. The idea that sexual activity, especially masturbation, is no longer necessary past a certain age is simply outdated. Science shows us something much more empowering: that this natural, private act may play a vital role in preserving your physical and emotional health. So, how exactly does masturbation help your body function better? First, let's talk hormones. When you engage in sexual activity, whether with a partner or alone, your body releases a powerful mix of chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, and serotonin. These are your body's natural mood boosters. They relieve stress, calm anxiety, and give you a genuine sense of well-being. This is one reason why people often feel more relaxed and content afterward. It's not just in your head, it's in your chemistry. But there's more. When you reach orgasm, your body experiences a temporary increase in heart rate, similar to what happens during light physical exercise. Blood vessels widen, circulation improves, and more oxygen is delivered to your muscles and brain. In seniors, this enhanced circulation can help reduce the risk of high blood pressure, stroke, and heart disease, all without needing to break a sweat. Now, let's focus on one area often overlooked: the prostate. For men, the prostate plays a key role in producing seminal fluid. But as we age, that gland becomes prone to inflammation and enlargement, a condition known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Regular ejaculation helps flush out toxins and excess fluids that may build up over time. This process reduces the risk of discomfort, swelling, and in more serious cases, prostate cancer. Several studies have found that men who ejaculate frequently, even into their 70s and 80s, have a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer than those who don't. Another major benefit lies in pelvic floor strength. This group of muscles supports bladder and bowel control, and it tends to weaken with age. But during masturbation and orgasm, these muscles contract and release, essentially giving them a natural workout. Over time, this activity helps improve urinary control and reduce incontinence, especially at night. Beyond the physical, masturbation also helps regulate your circadian rhythm, your internal clock that controls when you feel sleepy or alert. That's because of a surge in prolactin and oxytocin, hormones released after climax. These hormones bring a sense of calm and drowsiness, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. And for many older adults, improved sleep can have ripple effects: more energy, sharper memory, better mood, and even a stronger immune system. What's equally important is this: it's safe. Masturbation doesn't strain the joints, doesn't raise cholesterol, doesn't require a prescription, and comes with virtually no risk of harm. It's accessible, free, and completely under your control, which can be especially empowering for seniors dealing with limitations in other areas of life. So, when we look at the science, the improved blood flow, hormone balance, pelvic muscle support, prostate protection, stress relief, and better sleep, one truth stands out clearly: masturbation is a natural, effective, and overlooked pillar of healthy aging. If you've ever doubted whether this part of life still matters, it does. And not only for pleasure, but for preserving the vitality and dignity that every person deserves as they age. Let's explore the practical benefits next. You may be surprised by just how impactful this habit can be. 1. Protects prostate health. One of the most compelling reasons for older men to maintain a habit of regular self-pleasure is its direct impact on prostate health. The prostate is a walnut-sized gland that plays a critical role in male reproductive function. But as men age, this gland is prone to congestion, inflammation, and in many cases, enlargement, also known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Here's the good news: science shows that frequent ejaculation helps prevent these problems by clearing out toxins, old seminal fluid, and harmful substances that can build up in the prostate. It's like flushing the system, keeping the gland clean, reducing inflammation, and helping it function as it should. Take George, the 81-year-old man we mentioned earlier. He had frequent nighttime urination and discomfort he assumed was just part of aging. But once he began including regular sexual activity into his routine, even alone, things began to change. Within a few months, he was getting up less during the night and feeling far more comfortable during the day. His doctor confirmed that his prostate had improved, naturally. This isn't anecdotal. Several long-term studies have found that men who ejaculate 21 times or more per month have a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who do so less frequently. It's a powerful reminder that this habit isn't indulgent, it's preventive. So if you're over 60 and wondering whether self-pleasure still matters, the answer is yes, especially for your prostate. It's a simple act with far-reaching benefits. 2. Improves heart and circulatory health. Your heart may not seem connected to your sex life, but it absolutely is, especially when it comes to circulation and cardiovascular wellness. Masturbation might not replace your daily walk or healthy diet, but it provides a surprising boost to your heart health in ways most seniors don't realize. Every time you engage in sexual activity, even solo, your heart rate increases, your blood vessels expand, and blood flow improves throughout the body. This mimics the effects of light to moderate exercise, the kind your doctor encourages to keep your heart strong and your arteries clear. For example, studies have shown that men who are sexually active at least a few times a week often experience lower blood pressure, improved oxygenation, and better vascular function. This translates to a reduced risk of hypertension, stroke, and even heart attack. Let's go back to Henry, a 74-year-old former construction worker who started to feel tired and sluggish. His doctor suspected poor circulation, but instead of prescribing medication immediately, he recommended small natural changes, one of which was regular sexual activity, including masturbation. After a few months, Henry's blood pressure stabilized, his energy returned, and he even reported sleeping better. The takeaway is simple: when you increase blood flow through intimacy, you're not just improving your mood, you're giving your heart the stimulation it needs to stay healthy. And at your age, every natural boost to circulation is worth embracing. This one happens to come with both pleasure and peace of mind. 3. Boosts bladder control and pelvic strength. As we age, many men quietly begin to struggle with urinary issues, waking up multiple times a night, sudden urges, or feeling like they can't fully empty their bladder. Often, they accept these symptoms as a normal part of aging. But the truth is, there's a simple, natural way to support bladder health: strengthening your pelvic floor muscles through regular sexual activity, including masturbation. Here's how it works. When you reach orgasm, the pelvic floor muscles, the ones that support your bladder and bowel, contract and release rhythmically. This action is essentially a workout for those muscles, helping them stay strong and responsive. Over time, stronger pelvic muscles can lead to improved urinary control, fewer bathroom trips, and better comfort during the day and night. Let's revisit Jim, a 74-year-old retired firefighter who was waking up 4 to 5 times each night just to urinate. Exhausted and frustrated, he searched for a solution. His doctor explained the benefits of sexual release for pelvic health and encouraged him to try incorporating it into his routine. Within weeks, Jim noticed real changes: fewer nighttime trips, stronger bladder control, and less urgency during the day. Science supports this experience. Regular sexual activity can help flush out bacteria, reduce inflammation, and stimulate blood flow in the pelvic region, all of which contribute to a healthier prostate and bladder. This isn't about indulgence, it's about function. Maintaining pelvic strength is essential for independence and dignity as we grow older, and this simple act helps keep that foundation strong. 4. Supports mental health and lowers depression. Aging brings wisdom, perspective, and the freedom to live more authentically. But it can also bring something harder to talk about: loneliness, anxiety, and even depression. Many seniors report feeling isolated or emotionally flat, especially after the loss of a spouse or close connection. What's often overlooked is that masturbation can be a powerful way to support mental and emotional well-being. When you engage in sexual activity, your brain releases a surge of feel-good chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. These natural mood boosters promote relaxation, reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and create a genuine sense of peace. It's the same effect many people experience after exercising, but in this case, it requires no equipment or gym membership. Take Frank, a 72-year-old widower who found himself in a dark place after losing his wife of 40 years. He tried walking, watching uplifting shows, even journaling, but nothing truly lifted the heaviness in his chest. At his doctor's gentle suggestion, he began exploring self-intimacy again. Though hesitant at first, Frank discovered that regular sexual release lightened his mood, improved his sleep, and restored a sense of connection to his own body. This is not a fringe idea. Mental health professionals have long acknowledged the role of physical pleasure in supporting emotional stability. Regular release also reinforces a sense of worth, reminding you that your body still works, still responds, and still matters. So if you're struggling emotionally, don't dismiss this option. It's a private, natural, and effective way to nurture your emotional health, build confidence, and feel good in your own skin again. 5. Reduces prostate enlargement risks. One of the most common yet often unspoken concerns for aging men is prostate enlargement. As the years go by, the prostate naturally tends to grow. But when it grows too much, it can lead to discomfort, weak urine flow, difficulty emptying the bladder, and frequent nighttime urination. Many men assume this is just part of getting older, but that's not the full story. Research has shown that regular ejaculation can reduce the risk of prostate enlargement by helping keep the gland active and cleared of buildup. Think of the prostate like a small engine. When it runs regularly, the parts stay lubricated and functional. But if it sits too long, fluids stagnate, toxins accumulate, and inflammation can begin. This is exactly what happened to John, a 68-year-old retiree. He started experiencing pain when sitting, a weak urine stream, and a growing sense of discomfort. After seeing a urologist, he was diagnosed with an enlarged prostate. Instead of going straight to invasive treatment, his doctor recommended natural interventions, including more frequent sexual release. A few months later, John reported significant improvements: fewer bathroom visits, reduced pressure, and a return to daily comfort. The takeaway here is important. While we often hear about medications and surgeries, the preventive power of regular self-pleasure is rarely discussed, yet it's one of the easiest, safest tools available to older men. Don't underestimate the impact of this simple habit. It's not just about avoiding discomfort, it's about protecting your body before problems begin. 6. Enhances sleep quality. For many seniors, falling asleep, and staying asleep, becomes one of life's biggest challenges. Tossing and turning, waking up several times a night, or lying awake with a racing mind can turn rest into a nightly battle. But there's a surprisingly simple and natural sleep aid that often goes unmentioned: regular sexual release, including masturbation. Here's the science. After orgasm, the body releases a cocktail of hormones, particularly oxytocin and prolactin, that are directly linked to relaxation and sleepiness. At the same time, levels of cortisol, the hormone that keeps you alert and tense, begin to drop. The result is a calming, peaceful state that makes it easier to fall into a deep, restorative sleep. Robert, a 78-year-old retired teacher, had tried everything to conquer his insomnia. He cut out caffeine, avoided screens at night, and stuck to a strict bedtime routine. But nothing seemed to work. Finally, his doctor mentioned the connection between sexual release and sleep. Curious and open-minded, Robert gave it a try, and within weeks, he found himself falling asleep faster, sleeping deeper, and waking up feeling refreshed. Regular sexual activity also helps regulate your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, which often becomes disrupted with age. By triggering the brain and body to release the right hormones at night, masturbation works like a natural signal to wind down. This isn't just theory, it's biology. And best of all, it's free, safe, and available anytime you need it. If sleep is a struggle for you, this may be the most overlooked solution you've yet to try. Let's take a deep breath together. We've just walked through something that, for many, has remained locked away behind embarrassment, discomfort, or silence for far too long. But now you know, masturbation, yes, even in your 60s, 70s, 80s and beyond, is not only normal, it's incredibly beneficial to your health. If you've ever felt ashamed or uncertain about whether it's appropriate at your age, I want to speak to that feeling directly. You were raised in a time when these topics were rarely discussed openly. When silence was the norm and shame was passed down like a habit. But here's the truth: your body never stopped needing care, pleasure, or connection, even if the world stopped talking about it. We're not just talking about a physical act. We're talking about something that supports your heart, mind, hormones, circulation, prostate, sleep, and mood. We're talking about a natural, private routine that can improve your quality of life more than most medications ever could, and with zero side effects. Think about that. One small habit. No prescription. No doctor's visit. Just you, taking a moment to honor your body's design, and its continued capacity for wellness. And yet, so many older adults feel they have to hide this part of their lives. But why should they? Why should you? You've earned the right to live honestly, fully, and without shame. If a habit supports your health, uplifts your spirit, and helps you sleep through the night, shouldn't it be celebrated instead of suppressed? Remember George, Jim, Henry, Frank, Robert, and John, each of them a reflection of someone like you. Each of them saw improvements not from expensive procedures, but from reconnecting with their own body. Their stories are real. Their results are meaningful. And their message is simple: don't ignore the power of intimacy, even if it's just with yourself. Aging does not mean becoming invisible. It does not mean disconnecting from joy, from relief, or from yourself. If anything, these years should be filled with more understanding, more grace, and more permission to do what keeps you whole. So I'll leave you with this: your health is in your hands, in more ways than one. You deserve to feel good. You deserve restful sleep, a calm mind, and a strong body. And if one of the ways to get there is something as simple and natural as self-pleasure, then maybe it's time to stop hiding from it, and start embracing it with confidence and care. You're not too old. You're not broken. You're alive. And your body still matters. So where do you go from here? The first step is giving yourself permission to explore, to reconnect, and to recognize that this is not about embarrassment. It's about health. Masturbation, especially after 60, is not a sign of weakness or loneliness. It's a sign that you're still caring for your body and honoring its needs. That matters more than most people realize. If this topic feels new or uncomfortable, that's okay. It might take time to unlearn decades of silence and stigma. But the science is clear, and so are the stories of real people just like you. You're not alone in this, and you're certainly not strange or too old. In fact, by practicing this habit mindfully, you're doing something smart, responsible, and entirely natural. Now let's talk practical steps. You don't need to schedule anything or set goals. Just listen to your body. If you're feeling tension, restlessness, or a drop in mood, that may be your signal. Creating a calm, private space, perhaps before bed, can make the experience more relaxing. Pair it with dim lights, soft music, or even a warm bath. Think of it not as a secret indulgence, but as a form of personal care, just like brushing your teeth or stretching your legs. And if you're managing prostate concerns, bladder issues, sleep trouble, or even emotional stress, this simple act can complement the rest of your health routine. You might even want to bring it up with your doctor during your next visit. Many physicians today understand the science and will support you in exploring non-medicated, lifestyle-based approaches. Finally, remember this: when you take care of your physical needs, you're also strengthening your emotional foundation. You're saying, I still matter. My comfort matters. My happiness matters. Because it does. And so do you. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. Masturbation after 60 isn't shameful, it's scientifically beneficial. It can protect your prostate, boost heart health, improve bladder control, lift your mood, reduce depression, lower your risk of prostate enlargement, and even help you sleep better. This simple, private act supports nearly every major system in your body, and it requires no prescriptions, no expensive treatments, and no one's permission but your own. If any part of today's video resonated with you, please leave a comment below. Share which benefit surprised you most, or simply tell us how this helped you see your body in a new light. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to ElderSpark and turn on the bell so you never miss a new video that helps you age with strength, dignity, and joy. Your body still works. Your needs still matter. And your well-being is worth prioritizing, every single day. We're glad you're here. Stay well, and we'll see you in the next video.